Hello, everybody, and welcome back to hell. So you're on your way. You're on your way to the Tower of Arkan, and so we're gonna need to get a navigation roll from you here. So anyone can do that. This is a new location, so it's 2d4.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So we got 7. So we're good. So you make your way all the way up from you pass the bone brambles. You avoid the lava holes. You see the demon zapper go by in the distance. You cross this little bridge over here. You find a way across the river. There are bridges that are not marked on here, and you arrive the next day at Arkan's Tower. Bryn, I need you to make one more travel corruption saving throw.
Yep.
This is honestly what happens. Whoa, you got it, but very narrowly. So, I mean, this is just what happens when you go on road trips, right? Like if you're trapped in a vehicle with the same people, eventually everyone turns evil. So, yeah, so you arrive. We begin the episode then. We probably fade in on an establishing shot of the tower itself, and then we see you kind of arrive. So, Arkan's Tower, let me read you the box text here, and then we can go from there. A dark tower looms on the horizon, its black spire rising hundreds of feet, its ramparts bristling with charred skulls mounted on iron spikes. The tower's apex splits into 5 narrower spires that jab at the sky like clawed fingers. Circling above the tower's peak is a great white dragon stained with ash and soot. As you get closer to the tower, you notice figures shuffling atop its ramparts, undead guards in various states of decay.
Oh, I like that. 5 towers. Nice touch.
Yeah.
Are those? Oh, I mean, I know we're in hell, but like, undead guards is probably a bad sign.
Hey, I've known plenty of nice necromancers. Some awful shitty brats as well, but some nice ones.
Right.
Flashback to a bar table where Macaria and
I knew a necromancer once. What a dick.
She wasn't even a wizard. What
Macaria and
the fuck?
Sosorovo just have like a brief interaction where they both come away thinking the other one's an asshole, and that's like
I bet at some point Macaria would probably need to multi-class into, like, wizard gets you the necromancy spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. So you arrive, and you're still at a great enough distance that probably the guards have noticed you, but no like alarms have been raised. None of the dragons are like, flying down a blast you or anything. Yeah. What do you want to do? You just approach?
So I realized that I pretty much got lucky last time trying to make a friend. Doesn't go super well. Does someone else want to take the lead on this one?
sure, why not?
I'll give you this orb. And seriously, don't look at the orb. Oh, you want some of it, but it'll be real bad for you.
Give her the orb. Don't give her the orb.
I'm resistant to magic. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look into the orb.
Okay.
So is there like a gate or?
Yeah. There isn't like a moat or anything, but there is a big scary door. It's probably like a dragon skull.
I walk
and
up
the
to
jaws
the big,
open.
I walk up to the
Yeah.
big scary
So
door.
as you approach, right, there's probably like 100 feet between you and the scary door. But as you approach, the white dragon circles over you, not close, but circles over you, and you can see it kind of scoping you out, right, looking down at you from above. And as it flies back towards the tower to land on the top, it's got like a dragon helipad. As it flies back to land, it lets out a terrible roar, big shriek into the air. I don't know, do you continue or do you stop where you are?
Bringing something to trade with Arkan, was it?
So there's no response initially. There's a moment, and right when you're about to be like, nah, they didn't hear me, you hear a clattering sound of chains being withdrawn.
Yeah, pull the door open.
Yeah, the door starts to open, and you see first, because it's still pretty far away, you see a creature emerge from the door. And then shambling around this person, there are four ghouls. You can see them; they're all like gnarled and loping on their knuckles, and some of them are carrying like bones they're chewing on, and they follow as a kind of guard. And as this person gets closer, like within speaking distance, you get a much better look at them. And I do actually have a handout for what I think might be my favorite character art for this adventure. Check out how sick this dude looks.
I have him in Idle Champions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
It's either Taka or Razor. I can't remember which. So you see this very gnarly looking turtle coming towards you, and you notice that on the spikes of his shell there are like runes, draconic runes, etched into the shell. He's carrying this big, carrying this big smoldering staff, and the ghouls are loping behind. And and so as this person approaches, they stop, maybe like far enough that you have to speak like loudly to communicate, right? But not so far you can't talk, like maybe like 20 feet, and they stop.
6 feet away from each other.
That's right. All the ghouls are 6 feet apart. Just keeping your space. And so this creature comes up and puts the staff down, green mist drifting up out of it. And he says, and who are you?
Sathra and company. I'm here to make a trade for, what's his name? Uldrak. I brought a very valuable orb.
I like hold it up in my hand.
No, don't show.
So when you hold the orb, so initially the creature is just kind of ignoring you, and then you're like, I have this, and then you see his eyes go wide, and he kind of opens and closes his mouth.
As soon as I get that expression, I just tuck it away again, you know.
And he like his tongue kind of like peeks out of his beak, and he's sort of like, yes, give it to us. And he puts out a gnarled hand.
That's not how trades work. I need the blood of Tiamat, and then I'll give it to you.
And he sort of scowls. Can you make a
let me clarify. I have no problem giving it to you if I get what I want. I don't care what you do with it. So let's just make this easier for all of us.
And then I'm gonna persuade.
Yeah, make that persuade.
Is anybody helping me?
You already have advantage because you have like fairly massive leverage, right?
25.
Oh, fuck yeah, and you got a crit too. So you immediately you see him like rotate over in his head, like what, like thinking about it, like how do I get this without having to trade anything? Like what can I do? And then just realizing no, it's too valuable to risk it, right? And so he says, fine, we can all be reasonable. And he starts walking towards you. And once he gets a little closer, right, the ghouls are all kind of loping stinkily behind him. And he says, we have such a thing, the blood of our goddess, a few drops in exchange for the sphere. This would be sufficient.
There was no specified amount, so yes.
Good. I will take you to Arkan. He's not here, but he has what you want. And he turns and points at this fucking massive dragon skull carved out of the mountains or whatever behind him. And he says, he awaits at the monument.
Wait, so he's got a whole tower and he hangs out somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, you can say that to November and Bryn, but yeah.
All right, then. Lead the way.
All right. Okay. So because you have him leading you and it's all kind of like one location, the turtle leads you to the Monument of Tiamat.
The monument.
Yeah. So the Monument of Tiamat, I'll grab the readout for that, and we'll tell you what you see.
Weekend tower.
It's just, yeah, that's right. It's just got a summer home. So the let's see here, the Monument to Tiamat, a colossal dragon skull leans against the mountainside, surrounded by bones the size of houses. Acrid smoke rises from the skull's maw. A military tent has been pitched among the bones, and parked next to it is a two-wheeled infernal war machine. Gathered around the tent are a dozen chattering reptilian humanoids with gleaming swords, white scales, and white leathery wings. Approaching, I think all of you feel a sense of dread approaching this place, and Bryn, you hear a voice in your head from the shield. You hear your old buddy, the shield. Gargoth says,
"Careful now. Beyond those jaws is Tiamat herself. Be very, very careful."
So what do you think, gang? Kill Tiamat? Kill Tiamat. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Everybody roll
How many-
initiative. Let me just we got Krull, we got Arkin, I got 12 Abishai, we got Tiamat. There's probably like 6 or 7 dragons. This would be the
No,
easiest.
we got it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
they'll all fail against slow, and then it's just the easy.
Yeah, right. As long as you can beat him in the action economy. So Krull, who is now like on the journey over, introduced himself as the basically like the major domo of Arkin, servant of Tiamat, and has introduced himself and told you that that this is where your prize awaits. And he keeps looking at you, Sathra, like he just really wants to take this, give me the damn sphere, but he's holding back, right? He's not doing anything. He just keeps looking at you like,
his
I want it.
turtle hands away if he tries anything.
Yeah. And so
Not the deal.
yeah. And so he says, well, come with me. You can all present your case to Arkin yourself. And gestures, and the Abishai all kind of like look at each other and hiss at the outsiders, but don't they don't try to stop you.
How
because
did
you're
they
with
know?
him.
Praise Tiamat, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have a handout for? What are they? They're just Abishai, right?
Yeah.
Are they devils or
Are they?
demons? Well, no, they are Abishai, but I just wasn't sure if that was
They're a kind of devil, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I have them in my devils handouts. So.
You don't have the stats. That means they can't join the combat.
Oh no, I have them in the compendium. I just don't have like a handout for you.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll just.
Oh, so there's not like Avernus specific variant art.
Here we go. I
We
found
just
it.
saw the
Oh, they're under.
triad spirits.
There you go. So that's what the creatures look like.
Cool. Ha, they're the white variants. They're the dumb ones.
Right? Yeah. So so they all look at you kind of like suspiciously and like hiss slightly, but Krull puts a hand up, gauntleted hand, and they like turn away like, yes, master. Like Krull demands these ones are allowed to enter. Yeah, you fought one of these before. Okay. So you want to approach?
Yes.
Head in there. Okay. All right.
Now we'll just turn around at this point.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's. I think there's like a quiet kind of whisper around. It's like, I think we might need to tone down how awesome we are just for once. After this place is actually kind of scary.
I have never and will never do that.
Love it. Okay, so I have a bunch more handouts I need to show you as soon as you go into the tent. So Krull leads you to this tent made out of like black, like sort of scaly like fabric, and it's a big military tent. So there's lots of room in there. And when you enter, or when you get to the entrance, Krull turns and says, "Wait here," and goes inside.
Waiting.
Okay. All right. So there's a moment, and then Krull returns and says, "Arkin the Cruel awaits within." And he opens the
Seriously,
door.
this is God,
Like
this is
whispering, like,
terrible.
How cruel do you have to be to get the addendum?
In hell. Pretty cool.
I mean, I look over at November. I'm like, I mean, you have like 18 addendums, and none of them matter either. Like, walk directly into the tent.
I haven't even stopped saying all of them. I thought.
So you enter, the group of you enter the tent together, and inside you see several strange creatures. First, curled up like a large pet, you see a leonine creature. It has a long tail with a bundle of spikes at the end, and two big bat wings, which are currently folded up on its back. And it's laying its head on its paws, and it has the hideous face of an ugly old man, and it's asleep. It's got its eyes closed and snoring quietly, and that's curled up in a pile of like rags off in one corner. And waiting for you at the other end of the tent, you see two figures. One, a red-scaled dragonborn. Long tail, he's got a ragged cloak, a suit of plate armor with big spikes on the shoulders. There's an enormous bone and iron axe sitting next to him. But the thing that draws your attention, it's not his hideous gnarled green hand that clearly has been added to his arm, right? You can see the wound, and then there's this gnarled green hand. It's a human hand. It's not that. What you notice is his enormous muscles. He's shaped like a triangle. He's like a big... he lifts. He's got weights sitting next to him. There's so many of them. There's a giant tub of
He's
creatine
like, when we
powder.
walk in, he's got like the iron pumping.
Yeah, that's right. He's got exactly his other arm. He's just like, oh yeah, 506, 507. So you walk in, and that's what you see. And then next to him, you see a minotaur. The minotaur is like so dark skinned as to be almost onyx, and is wearing a like a gold kilt, and has probably not in hand, but sitting very nearby, two enormous scimitars. So let me show you these two. There you go.
Sweet.
So you see these two, and they're waiting for you when you come in. And so when you all enter, Arkan looks at you, Sathra, and he says, Krull told me you've got something for me. Let me see it.
I pull the orb out.
Oh, yeah! That's an orb of dragon kind. Give it here. And he puts out his gnarled hand.
Up. Blood of Tiamat. Blood of Tiamat, then you get it.
And he looks at you, he's like, you dare request something of me? That orb is my property. I'm the chosen one. Don't you understand?
Your boy already told me that it would be the deal.
You can't listen to that nerd. You gotta listen to me. I'm Arkan the Cruel. You're not gonna find anybody crueler in all of Avernus. I'm the chosen of Tiamat.
So are we gonna do this, or?
And he looks at Torgor, and then he looks at you, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we are." and he says, "The big turtle told me you need some blood. Blood of Tiamat, the Dragon Queen. Is that right?"
I also just told you that.
That's right. And he like flexes for some reason. He's just like, yeah, my hearing's not so good.
My ear muscles got too big. And now I can't
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. You have a new level of your quest. First, you have to snap into a Slim Jim before you can. You have to help him defeat the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 5. So he looks at it, and he says, before I give it to you, I gotta know, what's it for?
For Uldrak, the Titan.
Uldrak, he's no Titan. I've seen him before. He's just a little devil. I think you've been misled.
Then I don't think it really matters to you.
See him think. No, I guess not. And he reaches up and he snaps this little necklace he's got around his neck, and he holds out in his gnarled human hand. He holds out a vial, tiny vial. It's maybe got like 2 or 3 drops in it. And he holds it out to you.
I do the same with the orb, and I try and do like the like we get what we want, and like
Yeah. So as you reach out to him, I think he notices. He looks past you, and he makes a face, and he says, "Oh, hang on a second. What's that thing?" And you look, and he's looking at Lulu, and Lulu's like, "Hello," and he says, "I want it. Give me that thing." And he looks at you and he says,
I'll tell you what. I'll give you Lulu, but I get to keep the orb.
I want both. What else can Arkan the Cruel do for you today?
Kill Zariel?
I'm working on it.
Well then, that's not really a good deal, is it? Because you're already doing that.
Yeah, but I need it. Anything with goodly blood, I need it. Give it to me.
November was about to like speak up, and when he says that, she's just like,
I am definitely tempted to just give you Lulu as well, but I kind of need her. At least for now. Tell you what, Arkan. Tell you what. I plan to stick around when this whole thing is over, and I'll bring Lulu back to you, and you can have her then. Deal?
Wait, what? Lulu's very confused and upset. Lulu's just like, what's going on?
I like
Really?
whisper to her, I'm like,
She's bargaining.
I whisper to her, I'm like, Lulu, she's probably lying. It's fine. I don't think she is.
You're right.
by the
And
way,
he
she is
Arkan,
entirely not lying. As soon as
Yeah.
Lulu becomes unuseful, she'll murder Lulu herself.
I know, but I'm just saying for Lulu's benefit.
No,
that,
of
like,
course. I'm just making sure I'm not lying. I will give
We
you.
just need to get out of here. Without
right. And so Arkan looks at you and he looks over at his bodyguard, Torogar, and he looks back at you and he says, Snake Lady, I like the cut of your jib. That's a part of a boat. Did you know that? I just learned that yesterday. So if you come on back here with that little balloon and you bring her to me, I'm gonna cut her open and drink her blood. Yeah.
Sounds fair.
And Lulu's just like, she's good, like looking around, just like, but
So-
for now,
Orb for blood. Yes?
give me the orb. And he holds out the vial.
I take the vial and I give him the orb.
Yeah. So he says,
Don't let him touch you with the gross hand.
yes, literally, like his whole body is like enormously swole dragon man, but his hand is the hand of like a mummy. He's got King Tut hand from like, I think that's all shriveled and shitty.
I mean, it's clearly the hand of Vecna. Come on,
Yeah.
we all know this.
And
I mean,
he,
yeah, I know this, but like also, like I think he should get one of those like hand workout things. You know, like, maybe you should beef that
Keeps
hand
doing
up
it, just
a little
doesn't
bit.
do
I'm
anything.
always skipping hand day. I got old man hand. So he says he takes it and he holds the orb and he's just like, oh yeah, I love a good orb. And he looks at you and he says, Arkan the Cruel won't forget this. What did you say your name was, little lady?
Sathra.
He nods and he says, I've been looking for people like you, and whenever you're done with whatever this bullshit is, you come on back here, and maybe I can find work for you.
I serve a different scaly serpent thing. Bye.
Yeah, and you turn and leave, and he's just like, yeah, as you walk outside. And so you come outside, and Krull is waiting there, and he looks at you and he says, I presume it all went well. You have what you came for.
Because you're doing the wrestling reference thing, my immediate brain was just like, Krull's just got the Paul Heyman voice.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Like,
Well, the weird thing-
my client, Arkan the Cruel. Like,
The problem is that
Okay.
Arkan is definitely more Macho Man Randy Savage, but Krull is the Undertaker. He's the Paul Bearer, right? Like Krull is a lot more like, yes, sir, of course, sir, right? So when you come out and you say like, yeah, I got what I wanted, he nods and he says, good, very good. And he looks at you and he says, this was a wise move. Bringing us this relic will raise us in the eyes of Tiamat. Arkan will not soon forget what you have done here today.
Great. Okay, bye.
Okay, all right. So you return to your vehicle.
I don't care about Arkin. I
you're
don't care
like,
what it is.
See you later,
I got
nerd.
the blood of Tiamat. We're good to go.
Yeah, that's right. All right, cool.
You know, it's really useful that we have this emotionless and apparently entirely fearless creature on our side. Because
He really doesn't feel anything.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, this is scary and bad.
yeah, that's what I imagine it's like.
I'm just imagining in the future that Sathra just comes back at level 20 and is like, all right, fucker, let's dance.
I want your axe, your hand.
That's right. Give me all your cool shit. Cool. All right. So you're like, okay, thanks. Bye. And you go back to your
I did think
vehicle.
about trying to bargain Lulu for the axe. That was very. I was
so,
like,
so
that
in the
bed's
back,
pretty good.
as you're walking away, Bryn, Lulu flutters up to you, and she says,
But Sathra wasn't really going to turn me over to that mean guy with all the muscles, right?
Sathra is an enigma.
I
A
don't know what
mystery.
that word means.
Lulu, don't worry. Once we defeat Zariel, I'm sure you'll have the full depth and breadth of your. You were able to raise a palace made of goodness. Could anything Sathra say really affect you? Honestly.
Well, you know what they say. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but...
Resurrection spells bring you back.
Maybe.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
If you say so.
yeah. And then
I
Lulu
say confidently.
just immediately returns to,
Good, it's the end scene of The Last of Us. It's like, you need to tell me anything else about how that went? No.
no.
And everyone's like, what?
What?
Oh my god, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So yeah, Lulu doesn't even at this point after Bryn is like, it's going to be fine. Lulu is just back to normal. She's just like friendly again with Sathra and doesn't even think about it.
Bryn is quietly thinking to herself, probably says it to Gargoth, oh, Sathra's definitely not lying.
So you're going to, I guess let's go backwards through the quest now. So you have the blood
Titan's blood. Back to Uldrak.
Yep.
Uldrak's blood. Back to what's her butt. What's her
Ralzala.
butt in the tower? Free unicorn. Unicorn free. Why did we do this? Who fucking cares anyway?
All right. So make
I
it,
don't remember why we're freeing the unicorn.
so you're going to go back
It
to,
wasn't about the unicorn. It was
I think
about
Lulu said that we had
Ralzala-
to go there.
yeah, Lulu brought you there. And Ralzala is connected to Bell and was like, I can put you in good with Bell. Bell can help you, right? Bell is enemy of my enemy.
Oh yeah,
right?
right.
So you return to, you want to try to return to Uldrak's grave. You've been there before, so
Yes.
2d8. Okay,
There you
all
go.
right. So you expend another charge of the coin.
Yep.
Bryn,
we're
Bryn,
at
one more
2/3
save.
left of coin.
Bryn fails.
Interesting. All right, so I'm going to I'm gonna message you the results of the fail, and then you can sort of slowly work on them, or you can work it into your stuff as you like.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's something. Let me grab
I can't
that.
believe I didn't fail sooner.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no, my aura is built in.
Yeah,
When
yours
I-
already. It's already built
When
into
I
the bonus.
failed, I just got exhausted, right?
This is a different thing, and you only got exhausted when you were walking. As long as you're driving, it's not exhausting.
Yeah, this is the evil aura, not the
Okay,
exhaustion.
so let me find it, and then I'll send it to you. Okay,
I'm ready for spooky Bryn.
I'm not sure what evil Bryn is or less good Bryn. We'll find
She's
out.
just very
Camaraderie.
She's just very encouraging towards evil. That's
Yeah, it's just like, you're doing great. You murdered great.
Okay, there you go, Bryn. So that is for you. And yeah, like obviously take your time because like shifting how you're playing a character is a thing, and like there's some stuff around it. But yeah, so take that. And
God, that means I also become lawful. Like, that's the harder part. Like, how does Brit?
So cool. Okay. All right. So that happens on the road to Uldrek's grave. And and so you
But
make
that
your
does
way.
say at the end of each long rest on the plane, which we didn't do.
It's like again, it conflates like long rest and time and all that. Yeah. Also, yeah, I it's funny that you only the first part went to Bryn and then everybody saw the other part, so that's fine.
It's fine.
But that being said, like it's almost better if everybody knows because then you can help
like,
Bryn play to it.
Yeah,
Right?
character knowledge versus player knowledge are two different
So
things.
yeah, Sathra, November, and Sosorovo don't notice anything immediately, but we all know now that Bryn is lawful evil. And what that looks like is going to be up to you to depict.
Really
and then we
in
can
some
play out.
way,
Yeah, we can play out the little
Helm
story.
will be happier with this because Helm is lawful,
Yeah.
and Brit has been not lawful, and Helm
Yeah.
will be like, "Cool, lawful is good."
I
really all
guarantee Helm has
Helm's neutral.
has lawful evil servants that he just looks the other way, right? Where he's just like, I gotta have people to get things done.
The general rule of thumb is that a god and the worshippers of that god are usually within
A
like
step.
a triangle,
Yeah.
a triangle step of,
Mhm.
of the thing. So yeah, lawful evil makes sense for him.
Yeah, I dig it. Okay, all right. So you arrive back at Uldrek's grave several Avernus days later. And when you get there, the sound of your screaming vehicle has drawn Uldrak out before you even arrive, right? So he's waiting and like hopping back and forth from one foot to the other, like
I hold out.
I can't wait.
I hold out the vial of blood on the chain.
Yeah. So he snatches it from you and he looks at you and he says, "I didn't think you were going to come back. Thank you for this."
Try and be more careful who you make enemies with in the future. Those people are bad news.
I don't know. That Arkan guy seemed kind of weird.
So
Weird but strong.
he takes the vial and he opens it and he holds it out and he says to you, and he pours it on the ground, and as soon as we see the first like droplet, right, we see it hang on the lip of the vial, we see it glitter in the strange light and then fall in slow motion to the ash below, and it drips and absorbs into the ash, and you see Uldrak kind of look up in expectation, like, should something be happening? What's going on? And just as he is sort of like starting to feel panic, he lets out a roar of pain, and it starts as this little like and then it gets lower and deeper as his flesh melts and bubbles as his bones grow, and he basically bursts out of himself, becoming an enormous giant. So he grows from being like 3 feet to becoming 15 feet.
Awesome.
He has deep black skin, glowing like burning red eyes like embers, long flowing red hair, and I guess he's naked, so that's fine. But yeah, he becomes like this enormous
15-foot
giant.
naked man.
Yeah, just and so he like suddenly appears and
Is that what it looks like when I?
and yeah, he lets out right, sexy Ganondorf. And so he lets out this bellow of like anger and rage, and he turns, he looks down at you, and he says, "I feel much better, thank you." And it like echoes, like you have to cover your ears to be able to hear. He says,
I'm glad-
sorry.
I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better.
And he
Cough
looks
up the
down.
blood.
He looks
Or
down
not
and he
literally.
says, "Well, I didn't seem to get my clothes back. Sorry about that." And he turns and he just lifts the helmet. And as he lifts it, all of his stuff like falls out and lands around. And he holds it in front of his groin. And he says, "I'm a bit embarrassed about that, but I owe you something. So, if you could just," and he like kind of puts a toe out towards you, Sathra, like just go ahead.
I take the vial, the now empty Tiamat blood vial,
Mhm.
and I just give him a little toe.
No,
poke.
don't use the same. Oh, that's.
Oh no.
Get the blood
God, this is really a gross quest, isn't it? It's like drinking blood and everybody else's blood, and it's just bad. Okay, so yeah, you just like poke him, and he's like, "Ow! Ooh, that hurt." And you fill the vial with his blood, and his blood is like hot to the touch, not like boiling water hot, but like you can feel it like warming the vial. And if you put it in your outfit, it's like a little hand warmer. You can put it in your pocket and it keeps you warm. But you can feel it, and it's just like constant. And he says, well, you've helped me a great deal, and I thank you for that. And now, and he reaches over and yanks his sword out, says, I expect Surtur has been wondering where I've been. I'm heading home. And he bursts into flames, and the fire, like flash paper, right? It just washes over him, and he's gone. And all that remains is this pit of ash and some random objects scattered about. And you now have in your possession the blood of a titan.
Well, I guess we take this to Ralzala.
Do you think that would break my curse?
We don't need to break.
Yours isn't a curse?
Oh, that's fair, yes.
We're also going to get her to take us to Bel to help Bel help us kill Zariel, probably.
So I still should help Bel anyway in exchange for not doing
We're already helping Bel.
Yeah, fair. Excellent. Great, let's go.
Good. Okay. Cool. All right.
What if I
So
can keep a unicorn as a mount?
another 2d8.
Speaking of which, I still need to find a nightmare. I have the
Right.
I like the idea of you trying to force the unicorn to wear it. Like, come here, you fucker. Here, get in there.
Yeah, so sort of, can you turn a unicorn into a nightmare?
Are they the same basic components?
I don't know.
Can you
It's a
use
horse.
that spell
Wait,
on a living
I think I
horse
saw a
with
show
pointy
about
end.
this, which listed out the exact components of the human body by mineral. If I could just remember that.
So, yeah, somebody make that navigation roll.
All right.
You've
Now
been here
you girls
before.
evil.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow, that's the
Interesting.
First time. Actually, I hope
Why
it's
Two
now?
sevens. Yeah, right at the end.
Fucking soul coin.
Shit.
Knock
Okay.
over another vehicle.
All right. So let's see what happens when you get those doubles. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So that means I gotta find this other location.
Ruh-roh.
Here we go. All right. So you head off, and I think the best way to do this from the perspective of like the show version of this is you head off. You're like, let's go to the Demon Zapper, and you go, and there's probably like a dust storm or something, like a sulfur cloud storm that rolls in, and you end up having to stop, having to pull over. And you get turned around, and as you do, when you arrive, you find that you have arrived at a place. I'll describe it to you. So, acrid smog swirls around a barren hill, rising from which, like giant tombstones, are a pair of leaning monoliths, each soaring more than 50 feet into the smoky red sky. Dozens of armored knights kneel in motionless reverence before the monoliths, between which a set of onyx steps leads down under the hill. A ragged banner stands nearby, flapping weakly in the smog. Bryn, it's the banner of the Hell Riders.
Huh.
Oh, this is the wrong
Yeah,
place.
any
Let's just
Yeah,
leave.
okay, this isn't where we need to go. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to wait, right? Like if you rest here until the storm passes, then you can just go again. But yeah, I'm just curious. Like, Bryn, would you want to investigate any further, or are you just like?
I'm trying to decide if she cares anymore.
I mean,
Like-
if anything, you care more about like the organizations you used to belong to, right? Like,
Well, yeah, that's.
but the evil, you're more selfish. So it's like,
right. The
Yeah.
whole conflict between being like lawful, but she was never part of the Hell Riders. Her mom was part of the Hell
sure.
Riders. So the Hell Riders are like a nostalgic thing for her to be like interested in their past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if she still cared about like Rhea, she would go over there. I don't think she cares.
I mean,
Right. So even I mean, even that's a moment, right? Even that's a thing where
Yeah, I think
maybe
she-
everybody looks to Bryn like, do you want should we check this out? And then you're just like,
Well, no, they're all dead. Why would it matter?
Finally, a reasonable suggestion.
you said there's a bunch of kneeling like knight figures.
dozens of armored knights kneel in motionless reverence before the monoliths.
And we're like really close because there's a sandstorm going on, right? So
Yeah.
like we just like got. Can I like
Swirling
take a
around.
look and see like are these like statues of some sort? Are they like living people or?
So as you approach, you see you see that these knights are they're dead. They are so they're all the knights are kneeling and they have their forehead resting on the pommel of their sword. The armor serves as a casket for their bones, and then the armor's all fused together to keep them upright. And each of them wears the faded regalia of the city of Elturel.
It's actually kind of beautiful.
It's very Dark Souls, for sure.
Yeah.
So why are they praying to those rocks?
Actually, as you get closer, one of them gets up and backstabs you, and he turns red and starts rolling around in circles.
Yeah, Bryn will walk up with November and just sort of looks at them as well, and just sort of scans them like, well, they clearly failed the charge into hell. That lot of good it did them.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Weren't just the other day, weren't we like talking about there were hell riders on the mountain, and that was, if you want some time, I mean,
I wasn't part of the Hell Riders. My mother was.
right.
She's still alive?
No. I don't think.
Do any of us have living parents?
I do.
Wondering.
Yeah, not everybody's an anime character.
Sadler's just like, probably.
I mean,
Actually,
like
I
they're
mean,
not.
like she might be. Yeah, maybe.
They're not my birth parents, but like they raised me, so
I have conflicting information on whether one of my parents is still dead. Weirdly.
Right, the family can't agree on the canon.
while we're like just stuck here for a little bit, like
Yep.
waiting for the sandstorm
Yeah, like
to go down,
a long rest wise. Yeah.
is there anything like because you said there's like these two massive tombstones, is there anything like written on them? I guess November's kind of just like wandering around taking a look at what's the situation is.
Big ass monoliths. There's steps. There's onyx steps that lead down under the hill.
Ooh, I don't want to go under there.
Yeah,
That sounds bad.
It's like
That sounds
it's a
bad news.
barrow, or if you like, it's a crypt.
Oh,
No.
you just revealed the thing. That's what you did.
It's right here.
Voice.
That's why you said it like that. Yes, it's down here.
Oh,
Suppose this is what's left of them. Besides the one on the hill that abandoned and were being punished for their abandonment. That was a whole separate group. These are presumably the ones that didn't abandon Zariel and died nobly.
Do you think that Zariel
Wait,
buried
so-
them here? I mean, I just like the torture from before seemed in character for what we know of her,
Well,
but this
presumably.
seems very tender. I don't know.
She led a charge into hell before she became evil, so she wasn't always vindictive.
Also, we don't know how tender it is. I mean, through the steps that lead down there might be eternal screaming spirits of dead hell riders yelling for eternity about how they've lost and how it sucks. We don't know because
We also
didn't-
don't know if they were
doesn't
dead
matter.
when they were frozen in place in their own armor.
they didn't say anything
Oh.
about Hell Riders. You know, they've got the special sword. Is there like a magic one in there or something? Maybe.
True, do I know? Did the Hell Riders have magic swords?
I think it was
If-
just silver, right?
Yeah, I
Most
think
people silver
the
is-
commanders and stuff definitely would have. The higher ranking members would have had magic weapons and armor for sure. But yeah, most of them just had silvered weapons. Because if they didn't have that, then they came into hell. No wonder they got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was
we're
saying
here to
with
kill
Rhea.
devils.
She had one, and it was useless.
Yeah. All right, everyone, we're going into hell. Does everyone have their silver sword? No, nobody.
Not-
Fuck it, let's go.
Look. They just really underestimated the number of, or overestimated the number of werewolves that were in hell.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
while we're
so
here,
you can investigate further, or you can press on. Like, don't imagine that it's a random encounter, and it's really literally like, as if I take a step back and I address you as players or than characters, like this is an opportunity where if you want to hang out and check out a thing, you can, but don't think that anybody's going to be mad if you're like, no, we have
Onwards
a mission.
to finishing the fetch quest.
Totally, yeah. So I'm
We
fine
have
with that.
we have the quest for this area now. We can always come back later.
That's right. It's on your map, so you can now return if anybody mentions it. Okay, all right. So make another roll. You're gonna head for the zapper.
I swear to God.
I was like, Elf, maybe someone else should do the roll.
Hey.
There you go. Okay. All right. So again, another day of soul coin.
Are we at a
And
soul point yet?
yeah, how are we doing on soul coins? Like you
We
had
have
5,
three.
I think,
We have
before.
3 more.
Okay. All right. So 9 days, 9 travel units. Okay. All right. So you return. You return to the demon zapper, and it is much as you left it. Still a unicorn in a sphere, big metal and stone tower.
Still
Becoming
a,
a home away
still
from
a
home.
unicorn in a spear.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Sphere-unicorn, if you will.
Razala, we brought you some Titan blood.
So as before, from the stones of the floor, Ralzala emerges and looks, despite the fact that her face is like very like still and like stony, right? She's not very expressive. You can tell that she is startled. And she says, it's not often that you find people in this place who keep their word.
And yet,
I would
I
like
thank
to
you for
remind
that.
you that her accent was like from the Bronx.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
Just to make you do it again.
No, that's perfect. Thank you for that. Yeah. Because I have so many stupid accents I need to keep track of because there's too many goddamn NPCs in this. Just go to it. Let her go to a dungeon, please. Seriously. So, okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
let's go back to Mad Mage.
yeah. So she's like, listen, balance in all things. Yeah. So she says, I didn't expect you to keep your word. I appreciate that. And she puts her hand out. You have it? The blood?
Well, I mean, we're keeping our word, and you were suspicious of us not keeping ours.
Hey, I
Does that
can't.
mean you're planning?
I can't help you unless I'm freed from the bonds I'm under. You understand? You
Well, then
can't. This
let's-
can't be an even trade. You got to act on faith here.
well then let's do that.
Okay. Yes, you drop it in her hand. She takes it and almost like ravenously, she pops the cork out and she chugs the blood.
Might be a tiny bit of Tiamat blood in there.
Oh, you reused the container. Gross.
Also that weird dragony aftertaste.
Yeah, right. She just burps, a little fire comes out. So she drinks it, and you see she grabs her stomach, right? And she's like, ugh, and like falls to her knees, and lines like veins, red glowing veins, like appear all throughout her body, like cracks in stone. And she starts to steam, and she's like clutching her chest and groaning in pain.
Oh, that looks painful.
And then it passes, right? As she starts to fade, and like the color starts to fade, and she looks up and she says, I'm free. I'm free. This is great. And she stands up and stretches her muscles, and I think she just like, she looks over at the stone wall and tries some like magic tricks, right? She just like shape stone, and she basically just pulls a perfect replica of Sathra out of the stone, like just a statue of you. Just she's like, feels good to be back to my old self. She looks up and she says, nothing's protecting the old magic horse up there. So if you want to go and free it, you're welcome to. But I have something else that I think is going to be of more use to you before I get the hell out of here. I didn't mean to make a joke.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
So she just pulls a tablet out of the wall, right? Just pulls this, forms perfectly a stone tablet, and then waves her hand over it. And you see in infernal, probably, you see runes just like slowly dip into the stone as if she had carved them there.
What's it say?
And she holds it out to you. It's basically a letter of introduction. It basically says, like, the bearers of this tablet have done a service for me. Ralzala, servant of Bel, and they are to be trusted and treated with all due respect. So she basically hands it to you, and she says, take that to Bel. He'll help you.
Sounds good. Don't suppose you could help us out with the whole horse thing? Could you just shape stone the thing out of the...
Oh, yeah.
And
While you're here.
She looks around and she's like, I mean, yeah, probably. You want me to knock this tower down? I hate this place.
That'd be great. We'll leave.
All right, everybody, back up.
Whoa. Why are we doing this again? I feel like we got halfway through the conversation. Yeah, we don't care about him. He's doing a great job up there.
Oh, hey, whoa, you're nasty. I like you.
Yeah, the difference is that it doesn't matter if he's here or not because we're never going to come back here. So we may as well knock down all the stuff that Zariel likes.
The point is that the unicorn is...
You're driving along, you see a sign that says Zariel rules, so you just knock it over.
Yeah, just shotgun it as we go by. That's,
The unicorn is trapped here without its consent.
That does sound like a Zariel thing, yes.
Is he gonna give us something good?
Hey, Moon Butt. I don't remember your name.
Moon Color.
Moon Color. Are you gonna give us something if we let you down?
Yo, there's no way that dumbass horse can hear you from down here.
Ugh. 1 second. Could you want to help me out here? Just...
Yeah. So she's like, get on the stairs.
I get on the stairs.
Check it out. Escalator. Whoop, and you just start just going up the stairs. Yeah, okay, all right. So yeah, if everybody wants to, you go up to the top and you see
I would like to go with. I don't know if everyone's going, but I'm not leaving the evil people to deal with this by themselves.
Okay, all right.
Moon Color.
Yeah, so you see the horse in the sphere hovering above you. Yeah, and he looks down. Oh, well, hello there. Welcome back.
So if we let you out, are you gonna give us anything or do anything useful?
I'm so sorry about everyone.
Can I just... You could apologize for me in a minute because I'm gonna get worse. So just...
Well, my lady, freeing a unicorn is an act of true goodness.
Yeah, but you can zap demons. If we let you out, can you fly around and do that instead of just doing it here?
If you let me out, why, you'll have the unicorn's blessing. And then I'm going to leave this place as fast as I can.
Is that something that actually does anything, or is that just unicorn bullshit?
Some say that those blessed by a unicorn live long and happy lives.
So it's bullshit.
I wouldn't use language like that.
Just, Sathra, I understand that everyone in this group, well, Bryn aside, tends to think that they only should do good deeds if they get something out of it. But considering that you were just going to sell Lulu into slavery or death for Arkan, can you just do this for her? She brought us here, right?
But also, here's the thing, November. I don't care at all. You want to let her out? Or him or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're welcome to do so. I want to knock the tower to the ground. I'm just making sure that we know what we are getting out of it before we do the thing. If the answer is nothing, I still want to drop this tower into the dirt. So you still get what you want. Unicorn will be free.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if we can get something else.
I'm looking at the unicorn's stat block. There's nothing it can do for you. So you got to do it out of the goodness of your heart or not at all. So the unicorn just looks at you like, I have nothing to offer. I mean, he's in a sphere.
All right.
I'd go back down the stairs and walk back down.
I don't know if the sphere will protect you, but we were intending to have Ralzala level the tower. So I don't know if your power will help protect you from fall damage or...
Oh, don't worry, little one. I'm a unicorn. As if that just solves all the problems.
Yeah.
Not a Pegasus.
All right.
Unicorn. So
Bryn just walks down the stairs.
Fall damage.
So I look to the assembled party once we get back down to where Ralzala is, once we've all talked and all that business. And I go,
level the tower.
It will certainly piss off Zariel, and that does seem to be our primary goal.
Yeah, and
Is
so
that our primary goal was to raise Elturel out of hell.
Yeah, but we have to kill Zariel to do that.
Yes. Sorry, secondary goal to primary goal. You're right.
I mean, we don't have to kill Zariel. We could redeem her, and she could become an angel again. Or no? Okay, never mind.
Well, when you consider what personality is, realistically, if Zariel changes that dramatically, it's like the old Zariel died. And then there's a new Zariel in her place with the same name and the same face, but a very different personality.
That's
I mean,
very
one could
reassuring.
also say that given the chance to change once, she could also change again.
I feel like this is getting past the point of what we're
Anyway,
actually
let's take the
doing
tower
right
down.
yeah, okay. So you
got
go back
this,
down to
Ralzella.
Ralzella, and yeah, Ralzella, she cracks her knuckles and she says, "All right, everybody, get back, get to a safe distance. I don't want rocks falling on anybody, especially not after you've been so nice to me. All right, everybody ready? Here we go."
We got the tablet, right? Somebody's got the tablet.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say Bryn has it.
Okay, Bryn
I
has
have
the
the
tablet.
tablet.
And she says, "I've been stuck here far too long. F you, Zariel." And she puts her hands out and makes a like parting motion, and the whole thing just crashes horribly to the ground, as if all of the stones were suddenly repellent of one another, and it comes crashing down the whole structure in an enormous crumbling thing. The sphere the sphere slowly lowers to the ground, and when it touches the ground, pops like a soap bubble. And Mooncolor,
That's awfully convenient. For
yeah,
Mooncolor.
Mooncolor looks at the group of you and tosses its mane majestically, and says, "For freeing me from that terrible sphere, I have decided to join you."
No,
And the unicorn looks at you. Oh,
we already have a ride. She points back at the hell vehicle.
the
And
unicorn blinks a couple of times.
It
cute thing.
can
She
zap.
points at Lulu.
It can do the zap. That could be valuable.
And so the unicorn
Wait,
turns
can
back
you
to
do
you,
that?
November, and says, "Well, unfortunately, that was a product of the sphere in which I was trapped. But I promise you, I will be a beacon of good and light in this terrible place."
Everybody quickly get in the car.
Oh my god, I love this. So you're all getting into the car, like, yeah, okay, bye. And just drive.
We wish you good health. Fuck off.
For your own health and safety, you probably don't want to come with us. You might get murdered.
I just love the idea of everyone just ripping off in the view, this awkward, like, that sounds cool. Cool, yeah, good. Bye, and away you go. Nicely done. Very good. All right, so you've abandoned the unicorn. Ralzala waves to you like, "Bye, thanks, bye, everybody."
Storm in the castle.
Then off you go. So as you know, Bell's Forge is this mighty volcano over here. But before you get to Bell's Forge, and I think probably where we'll end the episode today, everybody levels up.
Yeah.
Level the fuck up.
Ooh.
Level
Yeah.
9.
The path of devils. I was holding off on it. It's interesting because you're supposed to level up between Uldrak's Grave and Arkan's Tower in case you're stupid enough to fight Arkan, but you'd still get murdered, right? So I'm gonna level
Probably
you.
level 17 or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna level you up. I'm gonna level you up to 9 here, and then we'll go do Bell's Forge next episode.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Yeah, cool.
Level 9.
All right.
What do we get at level 9? What does everybody get?
Fifth
at
level
level
spells?
9?
5th level spells.
Oh my god, you're right.
I get.
Cool. I'm gonna update the overlay. Is anybody
I'm gonna update myself.
Anybody
Yeah.
rolling?
is anybody
health?
rolling
No.
for their health? And is anybody multi-classing?
No.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm taking a level
on the
of-
Paladin train.
Dave,
Thinking
I'm
of
taking a
taking
level of
of-
no. It's a good
Wizard's
call.
the best class already.
Ooh. Can we get to 10th level? Then I can't be frightened. I like that.
We get to 10th level.
Ostensibly,
Then,
you will get to 10th level eventually.
if we get to 10th level, then my summoned creatures can gain health every round.
Ah, damn.
No.
So they
Level
regenerate.
10, I get dark
Dang.
vision, which I already have.
You just straight up get a
See
passive
ghosts.
D8 on improved divine smite.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you just
Is that this level
you are
or
so
is-
that's 11.
what's the what are the base proficiency bonus like levels? When does that go
We
up?
get our proficiency
Right
is up at
now.
9. That is
Nice.
I get that, and
Yeah.
I get
Plus
level
4.
3 spell slots, third level spell,
Oh damn.
which
I got
means
plus 10
more
to hit
smite.
now. Feels good.
Is that wand?
Not
Yeah.
sure what I
Goddamn.
get. I would have to look at my book, which is not easily accessible.
Spell list, spell list, spell list.
Yeah.
I have, ironically, Beacon of Hope as an oath spell. That's
Feels weird.
Oh,
Is
we
this
have-
the highest?
I'd have
I don't-
target
so
hesitant.
chat
This is
was
not the
asking.
highest. This
Yeah,
is
no,
not
we
the
got
highest.
slightly higher before,
We
right?
were level
Ooh,
9.
I know what I'm
in,
taking for my spell.
TOA.
In Tomb, yeah.
TOA, we were level 9.
I'm
Well-
gonna take Conjure Elemental.
Well, by the end of the Path of Devils, you will be the highest Roll20 Presents character levels.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Oh, I get to spell magic.
Oh, fun. It's good to have more of those. Yeah, Dave, MVP on that Dispel Magic today, because that fight would have been brutal without it.
Yeah.
Very
It's got to
nice.
be useful for something sometime.
Oh, I get
Right.
another invocation this level. Okay.
Rad.
Damn it, now I have to look at invocations. God.
Oh, making choices about
Oh,
rewards.
there's so many
you
good
got.
spells.
What can I get
Or
with Conjure
scrying.
Elemental?
Uh-oh.
Challenge rating 5.
What? Yeah. So you can summon elementals.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's fun having a druid in the party that isn't Circle of the Moon. Like
Mhm.
I'm so tired of them. So it's nice having like a spellcasting druid instead.
Oh, this is also interesting. So, this summon is if your concentration is broken, it doesn't disappear. You lose control of it and it becomes hostile.
Interesting.
That feels bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's for elementals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as like summoning like demons and stuff too, right? Like
Oh my gosh.
The demons are
there's-
just like hostile no matter what, right?
no,
there
you
is-
can bind them to your service or whatever, and then if some particular bad things happen, then they get free and they do.
There
all
is
kinds
a
Oh, the
fifth
Fey one is that way
level-
too. Yeah.
There's a 5th level warlock spell called Contact Other Plane, and it's just get to talk to your patron or maybe go insane, depending on
Love it.
whether you
yeah,
succeed
those
or
are
not.
those are the two options. Speak to God or go cuckoo bananas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
suppose it's worth considering if I wanted to change oath, but
Oh yeah, I guess
don't
Beasts and
know if
Fae
that's
is
a
my
thing
only
you can
thing.
really do.
Well, you know what? We can leave it, and you have the whole space between two episodes to decide if you want to make any changes
I'll
or
take a
Right,
look
anything.
at them and see
True.
if they make more sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But devotion's like the thing is the nice part about like Helm still fits within the concept of lawful evil because
Totally.
lawful.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So like this is one of those situations where like I don't want to be like, "Hi, you have to play your character this way now." Like if you just want to be like, "Yeah, I'm struggling with it and like I'm doing some evil stuff and I'm going to cuz you again, there's magic that changes your alignment, but just acting like the other alignment will change you back, right? Like it's not it's permanent in the way that any alignment is permanent in that you shift in response to what's going on around you. So I think it'd be fun to have like a session of like maybe lawful evil asshole cop Bryn and then have you like redeem yourself or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's for me, it's more of like, it's like a,
Ooh, I might take the mail.
It's
an
something to play with
offering,
and explore.
right.
as opposed
Yeah.
to-
It's like, if you'd like to go for it, if not, you can just be like, I'm grumpy for a while and I'm struggling with being evil. And then yeah.
So I can pick up Aura Vitality, which is kind of nice. It's a 3rd level spell.
I pick my spells.
Yeah. What'd you
I
pick,
got
Dave?
good shit. Scrying.
Mhm.
Big beast hand.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Someone
other
in
one
chat
I-
pointed
I
out
picked-
that I
picked
actually
Dream because I have to pick Dream.
Yeah.
I'm
You
fucking
kind of
sad,
do.
someone in chat pointed out that I actually can't add any of my shepherd bonuses to an elemental
Right, 'cause
because
it's
it's only
Fae
beasts
and
and
beast.
Fae.
Yeah.
So I think I might take like Maelstrom instead, but I'm gonna look for
Sure.
during sessions.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Beast hand.
Now I need an
My memory.
invocation.
Let's wait.
Leveling up is very exciting.
Yeah, four is for wizards is kind of a bit dull, but 5 just I want nearly everything on the list.
I think that it's the one thing, like leveling up and watching your character progress is the one thing that I miss when I'm GMing, where I'm like, that's so fun.
Yeah.
I love it. I love being able to be like, ooh, what am I going to pick? And like build in the character and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of things to love about DMing, but that's the one thing that I miss that I don't have because I have access to everything already, right? It's like I get cheat codes. So
I think I'm gonna, just in case, take Blinding Smite because it's basically like it's a bonus action to cast, and every time I hit a creature with a melee weapon attack for up to 1 minute, I do 3d8 extra radiant damage.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
And they have to succeed on a con save or be blinded.
Yeah.
This is basically like
pretty
a
good.
smite that I just get to use for a minute. It is concentration, but it's still at the very least a smite.
Yeah. That's fun. Cool.
It's like slightly less powerful than spending a level 3 smite. So we'll hold on to that as one I can prepare.
Cool.
No.
All right.
Scrying needs 1,000 gold thing. Oh, I have 1,000 gold as well.
But you need an object that's worth that much money.
Yeah.
What kind of thing is it?
This is
Can
the
I
weirdest
cheat?
spell.
Oh,
I don't think this is a spell that is like a standard one. It's Dirge of the Dragon Lords.
That sounds rad.
Doesn't
You can
sound
return
quite
a
right.
dead dragon that is bonded to a dragon lord back to life.
Oh yeah, that one is from oh God, I can't remember where that one comes from, but it's definitely one of the like
So-
adventure based ones, I think.
so I can take Superior Pact Weapon, which gives my Pact Weapon +2. But do I have to keep Improved Pact Weapon to take it? It doesn't look like it.
Does it say prerequisite?
It says 9th level and Pact of the Blade feature, which
Screw it then.
Also another
Swap
great one. Mass Hobble Mount.
All these horses fall down. Fall down, horses.
Make separate range spell attack against up to 6
Pew,
horses,
pew,
wolves,
pew.
or other 4-legged or 2-legged beasts being ridden as a mount within 60 feet of you.
Haha, get off my back. Now you can't hobble me.
Each beast hissed by the spell is disabled, so they can't move at normal speed without encouraging.
Which thing is this spell's from?
This is from the Roll20, like in the
So
Yeah, I
the
know.
players,
Like,
the
this
reason,
is
the reason why all these like wacky
Okay.
spells are showing up is because the players in this group, I'm sharing my compendium access with them, and I have access to all of the Roll20 stuff. So sometimes there's some weird stuff
no,
from
I'm
just-
adventures
I'm
that we
just-
haven't played, etc.
enjoying this. Yeah.
Can I get
I'm sorry. Rain of Blades.
It's my favorite Slayer song, "Raining Blades."
to make a crystal ball? Can I get a lot of dirt and compress it really hard with fabricate, and just take 1,000 gold out of my inventory?
I wouldn't let Blue Jay get away with it. I'm not going to let you.
We could just go
What?
back to the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, you can figure that out too.
All right,
Well, I can
don't.
prepare daylight now. So.
I have no idea what invocation I'm gonna.
Yeah,
take.
you can. It's okay. You can take your time. So let's just do our shout outs, and then everybody can finish leveling up between sessions. And next time we play, everybody will be level 9, and we will carry on to Bell's Forge, or maybe stop on the way at the Emporium to do some shopping.
Reagent shop.
So Blue Jay, why don't you go first?
All right. Hi everybody. I'm Blue Jay. I actually during the show today saw one of the many dice makers that I follow made some very November-ish dice, and I
Ooh.
retweeted it. So you should definitely look at them and drool with me because they're beautiful. Other than looking at cool dice, I play a lot of role-playing games, one of which will be an hour from now on Adam's channel. So come and join us for my character who's way more evil than November, who might fit in with this group a little bit better. Otherwise, you can find me playing a lot of Animal Crossing this week. I've really been enjoying it. I think that once my orchard grows, I'm gonna have like every single fruit. So I think we're gonna have a community day over on my island. So if you need any fruit, like, give me a follow. We could have island adventures. Other than that, I do pictures, and I think that's everything I do. I don't know. I've lost my mind. So.
Perfect. Good. Elf, how are you doing? Still sane? Would you like to do a shout out?
Well, I haven't contacted my patron using contact other
Good,
planes,
good.
So I'm still sane. You can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf, where at the moment I'm doing a lot of Neo 2 and a lot of Solaris. pretty much.
Nice.
So one or the other is usually what I'm doing at the moment. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Solaris multiplayer with Andrew, who is also on the show with Blue Jay and Adam in 1 hour from now. And that's my stuff.
Cool. Dave, why don't you go next?
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and watching, as always. Rough time right now. Appreciate you taking the time that we all abundantly have to come and do this. But please take everything seriously. Please be staying safe. Please be following your guidelines from your local authority. For one time, it's okay to listen to the man. And for my personal stuff, you can follow me on Twitter at Dave_the_human. And I've just fixed my streaming setup, so I might do that. I know I promised already, but then I broke it. But then I fixed it again, so I might have motivation to do it. I don't know.
It's been quite the odyssey from fixed to broken and back again. So yeah, go and check that stuff out. Last but not least, friend to all weird voices in their mind, Plain Bryn. Go ahead, Lauren. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Random Tuesday. I'm working on this cosplay that has been like ominously staring behind me all day. I realized I was like, oh, it's very close this time. And I'd like someday I'll just have it move slightly closer every time. And then I'll just put it right here.
Terrifying.
It's just terrifying. My camera will turn on and off and it'll get closer every time. Don't blink. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. You can find me at Random Tuesday.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for coming out for the show. We are happy to have the opportunity to play some Dungeons & Dragons and amuse and probably annoy you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. If you would like to play either this adventure or any of the other exciting Dungeons & Dragons adventures, or really like any role-playing game at all, go to roll20.net and sign up for a free account. Check it out. Play some games. There's a ton of built-in character sheets. So even if you're not playing along with us, you will be able to find a game that you enjoy. I know a lot of people are looking to fill time, looking for things to do. And as someone with a lot of experience playing role-playing games on the internet, it's fun. So go do it. So we'll see you next time for more Descent into Avernus. Thank you for coming, everybody. Bye.